A comic show in my hometown? I think I'm in. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CV Nostalgia, and today we've got a spoiler-free review of the first episode of Stumptown. Now before we get started, I just wanted to remind everybody to grow this channel, we need likes and subscribes. And maybe a couple comments. And don't forget, to make YouTube work for you, you gotta ring that bell. In the modern age of TV, it's really not hard to find a TV series based on a comic. But when I found out they were going to do Stumptown on ABC, I knew I was going to give it a shot. Stumptown is based on a comic from Oni Comics, which is also from Portland. Little bit of trivia, Portland is also known as Comic City, USA, due to all the independent publishers here. You should check that out. Now, this character has been compared a little bit to Jessica Jones, and I guess I get that a little bit. They are drawn very similarly in the comics, and they both really like to drink a lot. But outside of that, I really don't see much comparison. Now the show kicks off with a nice action scene and some great music, which is pretty consistent throughout the whole show. Now they do use a fairly common trope in the opening scene to help drive us into Dex's origin story. But some really great fight scenes and some solid action, as well as a lot of twists and turns as she goes through the case she's working in this episode, are more than enough to keep you engaged. It was a really great opening episode. Probably my only complaint is that the story was kind of basic. I hope they have plans for some more interesting cases moving forward. If not, Stumptown really runs the risk of just being another generic weekly episodic show from the networks. Now, there's some great supporting characters, with Jake Johnson leading them up. I really have to point out the bar that Jake works in is pretty much every Portland bar. But Colby Smuthers pretty much steals the show. She was great in Marvel. If you didn't know, she's Maria Hill in the Marvel Universe. But she takes this new material and runs with it and makes it all hers. One of the things I really did like about the show is how Dex works outside of the law, and there's consequences. She has a lot of interactions with the police. This show doesn't go down that road at all. The Portland PD are very involved in the episode, and it's very clear she can't do whatever she wants without consequences. This gave the show a little bit of a real-world feel, sometimes lacking in some comic book productions. I mean, clearly, the police are a threat to her livelihood and her continued freedom. Now, by the end of the episode, this seems like a show I might watch again. Yeah, I kind of had a little extra fun looking at some of the background to see if I knew some of the places, but the show pretty much delivered a fairly good pilot, and Colby Smuthers made it enough fun that I might want to watch it again. The comic series has a lot of material, so hopefully they can take that and run with it and keep audiences engaged. If not, I fear the show will probably die a season 1 death. Pretty much everything about the show is pretty great, especially for network TV, which I'm not a big fan of, so let's hope this show doesn't die off before it has its time. Overall, I give this episode a 7 out of 10. So, did you watch Stumptown? And if so, what did you think? Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like below, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.